Hi, my name is Pastor Kathry Gulbranson, and I'm an assistant to the bishop in the Sierra Pacific Synod here in California. Certainly, I've experienced God's grace in the congregations I've served in New Jersey and California, but these two stories are outside of the church, and they came to my mind first. The first one is about when I lost my father. I went up for the funeral in northern California with my family, and then I had to come back because I was a pastor at St. John's Lutheran Church in Sacramento, and I had 3 children and a husband, so I couldn't take a long time for bereavement. And I dove right into my ministry. One night, it was late and I was tired and I needed to go home and see my family. And I stepped out, and the homeless were putting their sleeping bags out in front of the church, as they did every night. We knew some of them by name, and I spoke to one, and he said, "How are you doing, Rev?" And I just shared with him that I was grieving the loss of my father. And he lit a cigarette and said, "I lost my dad 5 years ago." And then another homeless person next to me said, "I lost my dad 3 months ago." Another homeless woman said, "It was 20 years ago for me, but I still miss him." And there we were, standing in front of the church at night, looking up at the stars and sharing our stories. Some of it included prayer and a strong faith in God, and some of the folks shared that they didn't believe in God. One of them had lost their father tragically. But they were all God's grace for me, and I hope I was for them, because we just sort of started up an impromptu support group for people who lost their dads and still miss them. The second story about God's grace has to do with my son, who is now healthy and strong and getting ready to graduate from high school. But stories of his life at the beginning of his life are tumbling back for me, because I'm looking back on the life of my Nicholas. We were getting ready to put him on the gurney to have him be sent in for his first open heart surgery. This is when we lived in New Jersey, and it was Mount Sinai Hospital in Manhattan. So all around the gurney was my husband and all of these nurses, and they looked like the United Nations, all different colors. They started to push the door going into the operating room, and I said, wait, can we pray? And I thought, oh, they're probably not Lutheran, they're probably may not be Christian. I hope this doesn't offend them, that I want to pray for my boy. I think they had done this before, though, because they all reached out and held hands. And I prayed for my son Nicholas, and my husband added his prayer as well. Those nurses were God's grace for my husband and I, because we were terrified. I feel like God's grace comes to us at unexpected moments and times, not always through good church folks, but good folks that are out and about in our neighborhoods, caring for us and allowing God's grace to work through them. And it's a gift. I give thanks to God for it.